Warhammer 40k is for cucks and
Oh, whoa there, buddy. We stand 40k on this channel. At least when they get it right. So in the last 30 days, the two most legendary sci-fi IPs released their own games, and I only had enough money to pay for one. Yeah, I think I made the right choice. Remember when games were good? Remember when games were fun? Fucking Saber Interactive apparently does. Space Marine 2's campaign is a testosterone-filled shit show. When I was playing this game, I was gunning down bugs left and right, I was chopping them up with a chainsaw, and I was exploding shit. It was glorious! You take the role of Titus, a space marine whose story I'm not gonna bother mentioning because it's a fucking 40k game. And if I get anything wrong, the fandom will murder me. I've always been more of a casual 40k fan, if you get my drift.
$69 in this economy?
So Titus and his two diverse brothers, Asian Man and Black Man, are tasked with killing a bunch of Tyranids.
Oh!
Hey, potatoes, food.
I just got grabbed by that thing.
Nerd's getting ganked right now.
Oh, let me come help them.
We got it.
Which, for the uninformed, are these Zerg-looking assholes. Also, the Zerg were based off of them, apparently. To do this, they have big-ass guns and grimdark-ass swords, many of which can be equipped before dropping into the mission, or found throughout the level. Players will be engaging in gunfights, and then within 2 seconds of that, you'll be forced to start hacking your enemies to pieces, parrying and dodging blows from larger opponents. More importantly, you'll be going in for executions. Executions recover some of your armor each time they're activated. Also, they put you into a state of invincibility. Executions are a godsend. Space Marines don't auto-recover their health, and their armor bar takes like a decade to recover. There are only like 6 levels in Space Marine 2, but each of these 6 levels takes anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 to complete.
We get an F in the chat for our barbecue boys.
Give me a sec.
Most of these consist of killing shit, going down a corridor, killing other shit and proceeding out another corridor, then killing shit in a slightly different way. For instance, halfway through level 2, the squad gets access to jump packs, effectively turning them into assault troopers. They're really fun to use, except when the foliage decides to cut your jump. Despite it sounding repetitive on paper, I never got bored crushing bugs, and later in the game, crushing magic men. That's probably for 2 reasons. My play sessions were 4 hours at most, and I also had the boys with me the entire time. The entire campaign, with the exception of the tutorial, is co-op, which means that you and up to 2 other Giga-Chads can party up and embrace the righteous fires of racism against the Xeno scum. Because if the Emperor has taught me anything, it's that xenophobia is beast. I could see this game being a little less enjoyable without friends, but I occasionally leave my apartment, so I have some. Remember when I said the campaign only has 6 missions? I can't actually hold up 6 fingers because I'm holding this. But yeah, pretend there's a 6th finger on my hand. Well, I lied, because there's also 12. Now pretend that like a second hand sprouted with 6 more fingers on it. God, I wish I was that cool. Operations mode has you take the role of the supporting squad Titus interacts with throughout the main campaign. It is so cool to see the perspective of your off-screen allies. For instance, there is a part in the main campaign where you're about to be overwhelmed by a crap ton of Tyranids.
That was a rough fight.
There's another one.
Oh, there's another one? Oh my god, really?
Yeah, I've already used my heavy. There's 2 of them.
Oh, there's 3!
There's 3 of them. 1 each, baby. Let me just pick up these grenades.
Oh my god. And
Oh, he toxifying me.
Oh, one's down.
Don't worry.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, and I threw grenades for nothing.
Hive Tyrant was controlling these underlings via synaptic link.
And then they all just die, because your allies happen to have killed the Hive Tyrant just in time. That sounds metal as fuck, but you don't get to see it. Well, in operations mode, you do.
Why is that making me dodge?
Oh!
Okay.
I think it just links it to everybody. Okay, nerd, don't bring him to me.
I'm trying, man.
In contrast to the main campaign, where your 3 guys are pretty much set in stone with their abilities, in operations mode, each player can choose a class as well as the weapons and equipment that go with said class. All of these are completely rebalanced for this game mode. I'm not a fan of some of these rebalances, specifically the jump pack for the assault troop class. Just look at this. Come on, dude, I've seen geriatrics jump higher. There's also a much higher emphasis on meta progression here, as each class has upgradable weapons and a perk tree to go with it. Operations mode is a smart way to make what is essentially 2 very similar campaigns feel unique. Of the 3 game modes, Eternal War is probably the weakest. It offers a humble PvP mode that has 3 game modes and a few maps. It also has its own progression that is not tied to the other 2 modes. It's okay. I feel like the characters are a little squishier than they should be. Like, really, bro? Raise that TTK. I feel like Swiss cheese playing this shit. The connection to each match can suck since it's peer-to-peer. The teams and game mode never actually changes, and it's also the only mode that console and PC crossplay isn't available. Even though it's clearly the worst mode available, it doesn't detract from the 2 other game modes, but I do wish it had a little bit more variety than what Saber has on offer here. Overall, this mode is just kind of there for casual fun, but you probably shouldn't take my opinion on this one too seriously. Space Marine 2 has been a blast. I have had a couple performance hiccups here and there, and the UI is kind of garbage at times, but those aren't really that bad. What I am somewhat worried about is the game getting stale for myself, since I didn't really enjoy the PvP mode. But then again, I kind of just see this game as a single player game. I've played through the campaign, I can beat the operations mode. There really is no reason for me to continue playing it, because it's not live service garbage. It seems like Space Marine 2 could have a decent life ahead of it, provided they don't do everything possible to screw it up. I'm looking at you, Helldivers 2. Saber released a roadmap that looks pretty promising. Currently all paid DLCs is cosmetic only, and we're seeing a decent amount of free content incoming as well. I wouldn't mind dropping $30 on a DLC, provided it's something akin to the expansion packs of yesteryear. Of course, it would have to both continue the storyline and keep the consistent quality of the base game. Alright, yeah, so it's pretty safe to say that I quite enjoy Space Marine 2. I'll have a link to the game below if you're interested in checking it out. I would love to hear your Tales of Valor in Space Marine 2 in the comments. If you have any cool moments that happened in there, because there were a lot of them. There were a lot of really cool moments in Space Marine 2 that made me shit myself with delight. And then it wasn't so delightful because afterward I had to clean it up. But yeah, it was cool.